Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Crazy Panda Productions. My name's Joe, and with me my co-star,
Alex, hello.
Welcome to the show, Alex. Well, actually, no, this is our show. Me and him are the ones who run Crazy Panda Productions. He's the other face to it. Right now, today, we got some Call of Duty footage in the background. And instead of anime talk, this segment's going to be called just movie talk. Haven't figured out a title yet. We'll figure that out later. Alright, so the movie we're talking about today is what, Alex?
It's Shin Godzilla, or Gojira, if you're Japanese. You like that shit, yeah.
So the new Godzilla that came out in Japan. Okay, so me and him watched this the last week we watched it.
I don't fucking remember now.
I think we watched it. Yeah, it was last week we fucking watched this movie. Anyways, we saw the North American release and let's just jump into it. What is your opinion of the movie, Alex? Well, no, just explain what you saw in the movie. Like, what did you...
Okay.
Explain the beginning, like a nice summary of the movie.
The movie...
We'll cut this part out.
The movie definitely kicks off awesome. Like, the first probably 40 minutes of the movie is fantastic. Especially the actual Japanese words, like the writing. Just fucking... cutting into the government stuff, yeah, that stuff was awesome.
Throughout the entire fucking, Hideki Anno is the one who, like, co-directed it or whatever, and it's like, you can completely tell that he directed it just because of all the cuts and, the music especially, too, and, but god damn it was funny, like, I was not expecting it to be so goddamn funny.
That first half hour, everybody in the theaters was just laughing our asses off.
Oh my god. Well, just like in the beginning, it's just like they come into the Prime Minister's office and they're talking about how this, something's like a huge explosion goes off and they don't know what it is. Anyways, and then they find out that it's a lizard and they're like, okay, we have to go to the office, like the main office. So they go out, walk down the same hallway, and then they find out new news, back to the Prime Minister's office, walk back down the hallway, they're in there again, then over and over again. What do we do? It's just
it was funny because
insulting all the politics.
At first they were in the casual place where they're like deciding what they're talking about and what they think it is. And once they've decided on what it is, they actually go to the main meeting room, which is like down the hall. And then halfway through the main meeting, they figure out that it's actually a creature, and then they're like, okay, time to go back to the other thing, and then keep doing that. It's fucking hilarious.
That was so great. Meanwhile, like this Godzilla's first form, he's like a worm basically, like no limbs. He's just crawling through. He looks like a baby, like without any kind of perception on anything. He's just going straight.
Got some big fucking googly eyes there too, but I mean, they didn't really bother me too much.
Just on a side note, everyone, we enjoyed the beginning so much more, just because we had snuck some rum in and decided to pour it in our fucking Coca-Cola.
Yeah, we should definitely do that more.
And it was yeah, god damn it, it made the beginning like it was already an amazing thing, but that just like amped it up like so much more, like. And then we there's an amazing OST on the OST.
Oh my god,
so fucking good.
The music.
Good lord.
In that movie is fucking fantastic.
Is, what's the one we like? What's it called?
Persecution of the Masses.
Persecution of the Masses. Mother of God, I love the timing for it. It's just. Yeah, and they'll build up to it. We were both like, now we're like pretty damn like buzzed, and we're watching this. We're like, whoa! Losing our minds, and then we slowly watch Godzilla start to evolve, and like, oh my god, man, he's just so overpowered in this movie too. Like, goddamn, it's more realistic to what would happen if a creature like that would show up. I really like it. Just how realistic.
Before we leave the music part. They used all like old Godzilla music as well throughout the movie. Like the first time you see Godzilla in his like true form, it's like the actual Godzilla theme song, and it's just like the nostalgia when it hit. It was just like, oh my god, like I got chills when that happened. Oh, fucking loved all the old music. Even his roar is the old original Godzilla roar. It's awesome.
I like how they also no one's if you haven't seen Evangelion, there's a lot of soundtracks in the movie that are pretty much Evangelion based soundtracks. Like when they're doing work and stuff, the drums and stuff, those are like Evangelion based kind of style music, and it's awesome because it makes it that much more intense. It's so good, and it's like, And yeah, like we hear, like there's a lot of complaints about the. Well, there's a few complaints, I guess. Should be a better way to say it.
There's a few complaints.
It's too much dialogue.
Yeah, I didn't mind that at all. Actually, didn't bother me.
Yeah, no, like it's more realistic for them trying to devise a plan and trying to figure something out how to stop this from happening. Because usually it's like, we're just gonna, we're gonna freeze the bitch. That's all we're gonna do, and it works every time. Or we're gonna build a giant giant Mecha Godzilla, which makes no fucking sense to me. Still, I hate that movie so much.
Which one? There's a few Mecha Godzillas.
Well, just it's stupid. Like, we're gonna build something that looks identical to it to defeat it.
Well,
like, why would you not?
The idea of that
why
is
it? I don't get it.
The idea of that is you have to build a monster to destroy one. Is the concept for Mecha Godzilla.
Why does it have to look the exact same? They could have just built a giant robot. No, they had to make it look just like Godzilla.
Well, the first ones, and I think it was the first one, were aliens that.
Oh, I also really liked the way they portrayed the radiation in this movie. Like, I loved, because when you watch the original ones, you see this, like, he's shooting like this huge beam of radiation. Like, he's made of radiation. His whole body emits it.
Talking about the atomic
That's what he eats, for God's sakes. Yeah, well, no, even his trail of walking when he's when they notice in the baby part when he's walking through that there's this huge radiation path.
Yeah, he leaves
because
radiation
that's where
behind
he went. Yeah, and I like how they were like, this is not good for people. We need to get him out. Like, I like how they were addressing like that. No one can live in this kind of a situation. Like, the radiation is very harmful. It's not just all this, dinosaurs destroying everything. It's this radiation is toxic to people. And then, like, near the end, they basically state that it's going to take 3 years before it's completely all gone. But I just like how they addressed that. It was a nice little touch to that.
Probably should have stated at the beginning. Spoilers, definitely spoilers.
Yeah, we'll just throw
that in the title or something. Yeah.
Spoilers ahead to anyone. No, wait. Spoilers ahead to who have not seen this movie because we're getting in deep now. Already then. Oh yeah, now let's talk about his fucking atomic breath, like his breath,
what they
his tail, his back spikes.
First off, his design is awesome. It's probably my second favorite. I agree. Yeah, it's probably my second favorite Godzilla design.
Like if his eyes were pure white, that would be like the most terrifying thing. Like,
yeah, pure white eyes would have looked a lot better for sure. Like
like that one Godzilla movie. Yeah,
Godzilla
that
movie.
other one. That one was a literal horror movie. That one actually was like, holy shit.
That Godzilla was pretty cool.
I love the. Yeah, but yeah, no, this one like we said, there's a lot of dialogue. But there's way more Godzilla than there is in the new 2014.
I mean, I disagree. I think it's only slightly more. I think it's just the way that they spread Godzilla
not full
out.
Form. I'm saying full form Godzilla. There's just as much, but you also get like the baby version. There's a lot, including that and his other form. Like I'd say there's a lot more.
I think there's like maybe 10 minutes of Godzilla maybe, but it's like so spread out perfectly that you never feel like, hey, where the fuck's Godzilla, right?
All together.
Or they don't fucking do what 2014 did, where it was like, hey, here's Godzilla. Oh, and now we're back to the humans, because that's what we care about, right? The shitty humans in that movie.
Oh my God, Ford's story. It's just, oh my God. If it was Bryan Cranston, I would have been hooked.
The first half hour of that movie was good. When Bryan Cranston was a part of it, I loved the human side of it. That's another topic for another day, though.
They gave such an amazing acting.
Yeah.
Oh God. But yeah, no. Back to Shin Godzilla. Like, easily a 9 out of 10. God, like, it was a really actually, like, it did. I will admit, like, there's some points where I get a little like drawn. Like, I was really focused in. But some parts there was a little bit too much dialogue, but that didn't really bother me. Just it did make sense.
The thing that kind of annoyed me more than anything was that there was dialogue on top of dialogue. You know what I mean? Did you notice that? They had the Japanese subtitles on top of the English subtitles on top of, and then they had the fucking like subtitles up top while they had the subtitles on the bottom showing you who this character is, or like they moved from one room to the other. Like shit like that could have been taken away. Like,
no, yeah, well,
we get the idea with the.
No, that happens in every like subtitled like anime movie or anything. It's
never
just
seen
there's a lot
that
of dialogue usually going on. I watched it. It happens in Bakuman. quite a bit too. Like it happens in a lot of Japanese movies that have to be subtitled. That didn't really bother me. I can usually keep up with that stuff. I was more worried that if there was too much, just because I wanted to focus on the screen, that usually what happens. But it wasn't too much that I couldn't focus on the visuals while also appreciating the dialogue. It's a nice little. It didn't bother me that much, but yeah, no. And again, like the humor in the film, I was not expecting it to be so goddamn
for
funny.
the first little bit, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then it started.
It gets serious later on.
Transitions. Yeah.
And it's like a smooth transition. It's not like a comedy and then it instantly transitions into like a horror monster movie. It's comedy and it like builds and then it slowly plateaus and it goes into that. Like I don't know how to say it properly, but it's a really nice transition into a serious movie.
I find that persecution of the masses is that's when it ticks off.
That does seem to be where it starts to turn. Yeah.
Like that's the trigger point, and I love that because that song is so brilliant. If you guys haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's so good. It's like the best song to listen to when you're like working and jamming away at stuff. Like oh my god.
I'll say this though. I do kind of find the ending anticlimactic. No, it's not really that I expected more. It's just I wanted more. No. It just ended too easy, I guess, maybe.
We should probably also, if we're spoiling, we might as well go into it. We might as well cover let's talk about how so Godzilla shows up, it's a huge explosion, then he crawls through like a worm, destroys all these buildings. They're all scrambling to figure out what the hell to do. They end up not shooting him because there's civilians in the way, and then he escapes and goes in the water. But before that happens, he actually evolves island. He actually evolves while he's going through Tokyo. Then he escapes into the water, and when he returns, he's full-fledged Godzilla at this point, and it's like he's 2 times the size as he was before.
Should probably say why he goes back to the water.
Annihilates the city.
He goes back to the water because his body he's like a reactor, and he needed to cool down his body. That's why he went through into the middle of the city. And then after he evolved, I guess he used, and his movement, he was still pretty heavy for his legs, and I guess he used so much that he needed to cool himself down. And then when he came back, he evolved into true Godzilla, awesome Godzilla, and then the movie just kicks off from there. And then the breath.
Yeah, and that's when the military, the Americans start trying to help, and when they start trying to drop bombs and stuff, that's when Godzilla starts basically, he's reacting to people attacking him, so that's when he uses his atomic breath and just annihilates everything.
The changes in the breath, just from his mouth alone, were awesome enough. And then to see the fucking, when he gets hit in the back and gets really pissed off, and he does the fucking atomic rays, 20 of them out of his back. Oh, so fucking cool.
Spikes. Oh my god. Yeah, no, and then once again actually after all that, he used so much radiation that he goes into almost like a coma state. He freezes in the spot because he used so much radiation and he didn't have enough time to get to the water to cool down, so he basically goes into
hibernation for a week or something like that.
Yeah, hibernation, and he basically is frozen in the spot for I think it's a month that he's frozen.
No, I think it was 15 days or so, something like that. It wasn't a full month for sure.
Oh, okay, 8, yeah. Anyways, and then this is when the entire world basically gets together and says that we want to nuke Tokyo to get rid of Godzilla. And
because that's the smartest option.
Goes back to the main character.
Something that eats radiation.
Yeah, idiots. Yeah, I like how they comment on it. It's right when you get the Americans in, nuke it! And then the main character says, basically to his team, saying, we only have 18 days. We need to find a solution before this happens. During all this time, they figure out that there's a huge clue that the original data that they didn't know, they had to turn it into basically origami to figure out the pieces go together. And then that's when they figure out they can freeze him from the inside out because of his cooling system. Anyway, yeah, and then that's when they launch the final attack. They stop the nuke and they save the day.
That's actually one other problem I have with the movie, is those cranes that they had set up to put the coolant in Godzilla. Those cranes don't set up in less than a minute. Those cranes take 2 hours to set up. So that kind of took me out of it.
Well, I imagine they skimmed.
That took me a little bit out of it, but still.
Well, I imagine they skimmed a bit of the time. Like, it's not going to be real time.
I swear that was actually... I don't think they
I like how they... like, Godzilla was starting to wake up, and I like how they launched the subways as, you know, a huge explosion.
That was a cool shot. Speaking of
down,
shots, the shots in this movie...
They were really tactical.
Are incredible. Like, the way that they go to show off Godzilla. Most of them are from, like... most of them are the upshots, and the upshots are the things that early Godzilla's always left out. Like, they never gave you this sense of, like, awe. You know what I mean? Like, he felt big, which is something you don't usually see in a Godzilla movie. They're always, like, showing fights and whatnot.
And I also liked at the end how they, well, you thought originally that he said, like, he would just vanish in 3 years. No, that is the radiation would vanish in 3 years.
I guess I just didn't read it quickly enough.
He is only frozen. And they basically state in the movie that, that they need to find a way to coexist with Godzilla. They need to find something. They need to discover something so they can coexist, because there's no way to kill this. Well, there's no way to really get rid of him right now. So they need to find a way to. I think that's what they say is coexist. And,
I want to give that ending a second watch. I want to give the whole movie a second watch just to like actually see what happens.
Yeah,
there.
I need to clearly understand it. I'd like a dub to really understand, so I can really focus on the visuals too. Like, I wouldn't even care if it's crap one, just so I can really understand everything that's going on in the film. But yeah, and then he basically says this is far from over, so I really hope they make another one, because that one was so good, and I really hope Hideki Anno is part of it again, because he was you can tell he was such a massive part in this movie, like the cuts, the way he does the fast transitions, like, that's so Hideki Anno.
Well, I mean,
like with Evangelion, with all those.
This is by far my favorite Godzilla origin. I like his evolutions and whatnot, and I want in future movies I would like to see if he can even evolve more. Like, they mentioned that if he just keeps going, he could be intercontinental and like grow wings.
Oh yeah.
Like, that would be kind of stupid if Godzilla grew wings, but it'd be really fucking cool.
Well, then we thought up the theory that if there's a part where you see almost
there's a giant chunk of him that falls off.
It looks like a wing. Yeah, it looks almost kind of like a wing is developing. And we thought, like, wouldn't it be cool if that piece started developing and it turned, and at one point they say something like Hydra, like Godzilla could turn into a Hydra, and it's like, King Ghidorah. What if that piece of meat turns into King Ghidorah? Like, oh my god!
King Ghidorah would be pretty cool.
Because, like, he's the ultimate evolution. Like, like, the gold is, like, one of the, you know, toughest materials on the planet. So, like, he has the ultimate shield. He has wings. He has 3 heads. Oh, I think it's a stretch. Our theory. I don't know. I think it's really tough. Again, what I'm saying, it's just a stretch. If it's stupid, just disregard it. I just thought it would be a neat little thing if they did.
I still think Destroya would make more sense to come out of that, because, like, Destroya is already just an abomination. You could just make it look whatever you want, and you can grow wings and everything. Destroya would look visually better, but King Ghidorah would be cool too.
Yeah, because he's all red. Yeah. No, yeah, I guess. Well, anyways, we should probably wrap up this portion of a little.
Okay, well then, how about an overall and then maybe a number review? I don't know if you want to do that.
Oh yeah, sure. Try it. Well, let's our first rating review. So overall, I'd say that film was really solid. My favorite Godzilla to date. Not you, obviously, because you've seen them since you were a kid. You've
seen most of them. I think I've seen all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, there was a little bit too much dialogue, but I still give this movie a solid. I'd give it an 8.5, because the ending, it was a little anticlimactic. But other than that, it was a really good film. I love this Godzilla way more than the 2014 one. Not to say that one wasn't horrible. Like, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't that.
2014 was a good shot.
So yeah, definitely 8.5, definitely out of 10 for Shin Godzilla. Amazing. Okay, and you?
As somebody that's watched every single Godzilla, and then if I'm going to compare it to the American version, the newer American version, because we don't talk about the older one, the American version...
Zilla!
The American version
Fucking
was
Zilla.
a good try, but there was always something in that movie, like, it just felt like something was missing. Something was wrong there. And then watching this,
Yeah.
There's that feeling is there, but again, I still get that like something. There was something here that was just it was a little empty. Not all of it, but I mean like there was a part missing as well in here. But Toho gives you that feeling of old Godzilla back, and I appreciate that a lot. If you're a fan of Godzilla, you have to see it. It's like you don't have a choice; just do it. If you're not, then I mean you don't have to see it. But it's still a great fucking movie. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well that wraps up our session of movie talk. We'll see you again later on Crazy Panda Productions. More to come. My name's Joe, my co-star.
Alex.
And we'll see you guys later. Remember to like, subscribe, or comment. Let us know what movies you might want us to, review, animes, and such, and we'll get back to you. Okay, take care.